Mr. Speaker, I rise today to recognize Mrs. Marion Johnson for her contribution to landing a man on the moon 50 years ago this month. A product of the 1st Congressional District of Georgia, Mrs. Johnson used her love of math to break barriers throughout her life, not only in math and science, but also for women and people of color. With a math degree from Talladega College, Mrs. Johnson took a risk and applied to become one of the first female and/or minority engineers at Boeing. She was accepted. By chance, it happened to be around the same time that President Kennedy announced the national mission of sending a man on the moon. At Boeing, she worked on a team of engineers with the specific mission of putting a man on the moon. In her own words, she said, "We worked hard. We worked Saturdays, we worked afternoons and evenings until we got it right." The rest is history, and now Mrs. Johnson's name is enshrined in the Apollo Saturn V Roll of Honor at the Smithsonian and Library of Congress. I could not be more proud to have someone like Mrs. Johnson from the 1st Congressional District of Georgia contributing to this engineering marvel that changed world history. Mr. Speaker, I rise today to recognize Mr. and Mrs. Robert and Cheryl Williams, who are retiring after nearly 50 years of running the Blackshear Times in the 1st Congressional District of Georgia. The oldest business in the area, the newspaper is 150 years old this year. Under Mr. and Ms. Williams' leadership, the Blackshear Times has become one of the top papers in Georgia, receiving over 400 awards. Nearly everyone in Pierce County gets their news from the paper, exemplified in the Blackshear Times tagline, "Liked by many, cussed by some, read by them all." Mr. Williams edited and published his dream job since he was a young child. Mrs. Williams continually kept the paper's financials in check. "To be a good paper, first you have to be a good business," Mr. Williams said in praise of his wife's work. I'm proud to have the Blackshear Times in my district and thankful that Mr. and Ms. Williams dedicated 50 years to the paper and keeping the Blackshear community informed. Congratulations on your retirement. You both will be missed. Mr. Speaker, I rise today to recognize Mr. Sam Weinrich, who is celebrating not only his 100th birthday in August, but also his 73rd wedding anniversary with his wife, Frida. Referred to as Zadie from Yiddish, Mr. Weinrich is a Holocaust survivor who spent time in both the Auschwitz and Dachau concentration camps. He was the only survivor from his family, which included 9 of his siblings. His hometown, Lodz, Poland, once contained over 200,000 Jews and the second largest Jewish community in Europe. But after the Nazi occupation ended, Mr. Weinrich was one of only 6,000 to survive. Mr. Weinrich survived in part because he was a Jewish doctor and received more privileges than other prisoners, but he also had a beautiful voice and would sing songs in front of the guards for food. Now living in Memphis, Tennessee, Mr. Weinrich has dedicated his life to sharing his story and ensuring that a tragedy of this magnitude will never happen again. Happy birthday and anniversary, Zadie.